this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we're commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I'm saying what I have to say, fully understanding that we are required to love one another. But if I call somebody disgusting, I mean it. Candace Owens is possibly the most disgusting woman in this country. I have not watched the footage of what happened to Sonia Massey. I can't watch those things. I usually don't report on them unless somebody asks me to. But for you to sit up there trying to justify somebody going in this woman's house, she was afraid. When he walked in the door, she asked him not to hurt her. And she ends up losing her life and then apologizes to him. It just takes my breath away to hear about it. I just almost can't stand it. And she gets on YouTube sitting up like she's an authority, that she's got the last word on everything, talking about, oh, mistakes are made, we acknowledge that. And then she goes on trying to gaslight the situation by blaming it on Joe Biden, who had the decency to speak on the horror of it. And nobody really knows how to call this heifer out. This is a very sensitive matter. That woman really didn't do anything. Her family is hurting. The black community as a whole is hurting. I listened to Reese Waters talking about this. He had a long list of black people who had been killed by the police. Some of them apologizing for the police killing them. I didn't do anything. I'm sorry. It's just so hurtful. This is what the police report says. Around 12:50 a.m. July 6th, two Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies, including defendant Sean P. Grayson, were called to a home in an unincorporated area near Springfield, Illinois, for a possible intruder. According to court documents, they made contact with the 911 caller, Sonia Massey, who appeared to be calm, perhaps unwell, but not aggressive. Listen very closely to this. While another deputy was clearing the house, looking to see if there was an intruder, Grayson began aggressively yelling at Massey to put down a pot of boiling water she removed from her stove, although he had given her permission to do so. Despite being in another room, Grayson drew his weapon and threatened to shoot Massey in the face. According to documents, Massey put her hands in the air and said, "I'm sorry," and ducked for cover. Grayson fired 3 shots, striking Massey once in the face. At 1:21 a.m., according to Sangamon County's news release, deputies reported the shots were fired at this time. At 1:42 a.m. July 6th, according to Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell, the case is referred to the Illinois State Police for an independent investigation. At 1:47 a.m. July 6th, Massey is taken to HSHS St. John's Hospital emergency room, where she is pronounced dead, according to Sangamon County Coroner Jim Allman. 9:20 a.m. July 6th, Sangamon County issues its first news release about the case. By this time, the case has been referred to the Illinois State Police by Sheriff Jack Campbell. July 8th, Allman said Massey died of a single gunshot wound, according to autopsy findings. July 11th, civil rights and personal injury attorney Ben Crump announced he has been retained by the family of Sonia Massey. July 12th, a 2-hour protest at Sangamon County building demanding the release of body cam footage and transparency in the case is staged. More protests recur on July 15th through 16th. This is the face of grief. This is Sonia Massey's mother out with the crowd demonstrating over the death of her daughter. And if you look closely at the photo, you can see the tears running down her cheeks. On July 17th, Massey's family members reviewed the body cam footage of the sheriff's deputies. A Sangamon County grand jury indicted Grayson on 5 counts, including 3 counts of first-degree murder. He is arrested and surrenders to police. Campbell said Grayson was terminated as a deputy. Well, I would hope so if he's been arrested for murder. It was announced that body cam footage would be released July 22nd. A protest rally draws about 200 supporters to the Springfield NAACP building. July 18th, Grayson makes a first appearance in Sangamon County Court before presiding judge Ryan Cadigan. Grayson pleads not guilty to all 5 accounts. Cadigan denied Grayson's petition to be released according to the Pretrial Fairness Act. July 19th, Massey's funeral is held at Ruby Funeral Services and Chapel. Eulogizing Massey, Crump said the body cam footage would shock the conscience of America, similar to the images of Emmett Till, a teenager whose lynching in 1955 galvanized the civil rights movement. The fact that this woman cannot keep her mouth shut in the face of this family's tragedy tells you that she does not value black people's lives. Instead of showing respect for this family, she decides to politicize this woman's death, dragging Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in it, and demonizing them because they at least made the effort to do the decent thing. She has married a white man. She has biracial children. Why doesn't she go on over into that community? What help she thinks she's given in the black community, which is none, she could be giving that to the white community. And you will notice in her content, she will constantly say, our community, as if she's a vital part of the black American community, which she is not. And she's saying that to try to get away with the hateful, low-down, and despicable things that she says. This woman she has a demonic spirit. And that's all I can see in her. Anybody who would take this death, this woman's death, this woman who may have had some kind of mental or emotional problems, and she's going to take that to try to rev up the white community. I'm standing with the white community. I'm standing up for this white man that killed this black woman. And it was a mistake. It was not a mistake. It was not a mistake. The fact that he has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder lets you know the police department doesn't think it was a mistake. The grand jury didn't think it was a mistake. Ben Crump doesn't think it was a mistake. She's the only one that thinks it was a mistake. The reality is most white police officers wouldn't even do that. That's how come they're prosecuting these people. And that's the only way they're going to clean these police departments up, because most of the policemen are not diabolic. They are not, because otherwise the problem would be worse. The problem is they won't tell on each other. They know when they've got a rotten apple on these police forces, but they don't want to tell on each other. But that is what has to change if policing in America is going to get any better or any fairer. Now back to this creature. I believe that Candace Owens is a very insecure woman, but she's playing an old trick like way back in the day. Black people would try to impress other black people with they got white friends, but all my friends are white. So this is basically the upgraded version, the 2024 version of I got white friends and I'm over here with these white people, so I'm better than you black people. She is a very insecure person, And I believe she really wants to be important. She wants to be important, but she doesn't have the kind of personality that's going to draw people. She drives people away. She's driven black people away, and now she's in the process of driving white people away. The only people that she can appeal to are white people who like seeing a black person tearing down other black people. And she appears to be willing to do that regardless to what the circumstances are. She's a really pathetic person, but not only is she pathetic, she's also disgusting. Okay, y'all, that's all I got to say about that. Let me know what you think about the video. Have a good evening.